Hello, my VIP members, and welcome to this. This is Daily LK for the 12th of October 2016. Decent amount of news to talk about today. We're going to talk about Paige and her suspension, progressing on what we talked about yesterday on the program. I'm going to talk about Alberto Del Rio possibly heading to TNA, Hideo Itami suffering another injury, Brock Lesnar's next Raw appearance, reason why Kurt Hawkins wasn't on SmackDown Live last night, and obviously because we recorded the SmackDown Live review after SmackDown Live, we didn't get the opportunity to watch Talking Smack, and I refuse to watch Talking Smack. Apart from if there's anything decent, I'll watch it on the YouTube channel, that being WWE's. And there's a huge title match, and let's start with this. Okay, let's start with this. So we have, next week, we already knew we got Jack Swagger and Baron Corbin, and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss. We know we got that for next week on SmackDown. And good job, WWE, by the way, for actually promoting something for your weekly television programming. AJ Styles will be defending his WWE World Championship against James Ellsworth. Now, you guys know, during that review, in case you didn't watch it, I thought that what James Ellsworth did with that Styles clash was amateur. Him not tucking his chin wound me up, because that move is dangerous. Okay, it is. But when performed by professionals, it's safe. Every time for the past 9 months he's done that move, no problem. You get an indie guy come in, and there's a problem. And he's an indie guy. He's been wrestling for over a decade. There's no excuses for what he did. And I am glad AJ's pretty much saved his life by not landing on his knees, by landing on his feet and holding his hands out. But he shouldn't have had to do that. He should have had the Stars Clash. So next week, James Ellsworth gets a world title match. Now, storytelling, I like it. You know, they're putting effort in. And I always give an A for effort. But how are you going to promote? So you have Raw. You have Goldberg next week. SmackDown. James Ellsworth world title match. Dude, they're trying, they're promoting. I'll give them that. At least they're promoting. We got a start. We'll rock and roll with that. That is a start. But I just don't... Maybe because I was so negative, I need to just take some time and just sit back, relax, and actually just look at it from a storytelling point of view. And from that point of view, I actually think it's damn brilliant. Like, you know, giving that guy, that underdog, that big underdog feel. And that, you know, anything can happen. He's already beaten AJ once, kind of thing. What if Dean Ambrose gets involved? I think it could be cool. I swear to God, if they put the belt... They won't... But I'm just saying, if they do, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to break my glasses again. And if you don't know what I mean, I did a video. I made a whole video of it himself, just 45 seconds long, of me snapping my glasses during the Monday Night Raw review when Rusev got attacked by women. So there you are. So James Ellsworth next week on SmackDown Live gets a WWE World fucking Championship match. And Rusev put something funny on Twitter. He put, James Ellsworth has more WWE World Heavyweight Championships than me. That's kind of funny. That's kind of... When I mean world title, I mean chances. Sorry, I slurred the lines there. Alberto Del Rio and TNA. This one interests me. This one really interested me. So TMZ did an interview with Alberto Del Rio today, and Del Rio said that he will continue to work indies, and he would work with TNA if they can get the money to pay him. Okay, so now that, you know, implies that Bertie would happily work for TNA. He would. And that's brilliant. I mean, I listened to his Alberto Del Rio's podcast with Taz, because Taz did the Taz show and Alberto Del Rio was on it, so I listened to Alberto Del Rio's part. He seemed like a great guy. He generally seemed like a magnificent guy. He was laughing along with Taz, and it was generally a great interview. I recommend everyone watch it on the Taz show, whenever you have time. But I just think that him saying that he will go to TNA if there's money there, indicates that he will. And obviously the TV tapings have been taped, and there will not be any fresh program taped until at least after December. So hopefully TNA can get the funds, Billy Corgan can, you know, take this company and make it successful. Now, for the past 2 weeks on the VIP channel, on this channel, I have been going out of my mind with this TNA stuff, literally for weeks. Sammy's come on, and Sammy's talked about it to an extent. And every day on Daily Arcade, it seems like there's something different with TNA. And there's a TNA stigma going around, which means whenever there's something on a news site, it's always negative. And for once, I'm happy and relieved that there's something positive going around the internet about TNA, with Alberto Del Rio going. That makes me happy, because TNA is one of those companies that Even though not a lot of people watch it, I believe it is a great week-to-week program. Like, the wrestling on the show is not that great. I'll be honest. I'm being honest here. It's not that great. But in the end of the day, it's still a good week-to-week program. And I think the storylines are great. I think it's very underrated. I think people who don't watch it really don't have the right to diss it. Like, we diss Monday Night Raw an awful lot, but we still watch the show. Like, how do you have the right to diss something you don't watch? Who knows? Maybe I'm just being a nitpicky son of a bitch. But yeah, interesting about Del Rio. So, WWE issued a statement to the New York Post saying that she actually tested positive for an illegal substance. This is the exact quote. Soraya Bevis tested positive for an illegal substance, not a prescription drug. In addition, WWE is providing world-class medical care for her in-ring injury. Oh dear. This is now interesting. Okay, there's always something different. Now, DDLK obviously you guys know, is a daily show where we cover the news, rumors, gossip, and the wonderful and sometimes wacky world of sports entertainment / pro wrestling. Should have been the other way around, pro wrestling / sports entertainment, but everyone fucks up from time to time. Moving on. And last week it was the TNA saga. Now it's this Paige saga. And I talked about it on Monday. And I talked about how Paige is a whore. I talked about how she is no better than Nikki Bella. She's no better than Brie Bella. She does total divas, she's not what she used to be. She's called the anti-diva, and she's become one. And it's shameful. But, hopefully with this, Paige can find her love and passion for pro wrestling. If it's not with WWE, it's not with WWE. I'm not really interested. But my interest in itself with Paige, this year alone has just gone. Like, her being in the news is the most any interest I've paid to her in a long time. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw a good Paige match. And that's sad, because I was so high on her in NXT. I thought this is going to be the one to change the game. And she's 24 years old. She's dating a 39-year-old. And I don't want to talk about it, because I know for a fact, and I think I'm going to upload this on KocoSports YouTube channel, I think. And if I already have, I'm already regretting calling Paige a whore. But on the VIP this week I'll admit it, I have called her a whore. Like, on the VIP, I'm so honest. I'm brutally honest, whereas on the YouTube channel, I have to worry about what people think, and then, oh, I'm not watching you said that. Whereas on the VIP channel, it is heavy balls to the wall, non-stop. I just did a New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kings of Pro Wrestling 2016 review. I'm going to do an NXT review. You guys should jump on the bandwagon and join VIP right now for 99 pence a month. If you don't like it, cancel anytime. Won't bother me. If you don't come back, you don't come back, but you gave it a try. You have to try things. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If we do like it, be on this journey with me. So there we are. So that's Paige, and I wonder what legal substance it is. I saw a picture floating around on social media of Paige looking like she was on cocaine with Del Rio. I mean, Del Rio, and he's a hefty little fucker, isn't he? But he seemed like a great guy in the Taz show. So maybe it's just strange with WWE saying this. Are they just saying this to cover their own ass? Who's telling the truth here? Who the fuck knows? Maybe she did some weed. We don't really know. We do not know, so we can't really judge. I will be very interested to seeing what this illegal substance is sometime down the line. Very sad news here. Okay, so Hideo Itami suffered a neck injury and will be out of action again for several months. Hideo suffered the injury during a match at an NXT live event last weekend when his head connected with the canvas when his opponent attempted to slam him on the mat. Now, I've got a video right here. It's of Riddick Moss. You may have just watched him on NXT TV, teaming up with Tino Sabatelli. Well, it was a tag match, and Riddick Moss power slammed Hideo very, very hard on his head. Literally spiked him right on his neck. There is no way he didn't get injured from that. I know these Japanese wrestlers are made of steel. Well, it seems like it anyway, especially after the New Japan King of Pro Wrestling show. And these guys are human. Their bodies are humanized. They aren't immortal. They're not, bulletproof. They are human beings with a body. And Hideo just got dumped on his head. And it's so sad because I don't want W to then go, oh, he's injury prone. We hear this all the time. It's just, oh, he's injury prone. He's not going to make it. He's injury prone. We hear this all the damn time. And for a talent like Hideo Itami to not make it in WWE because of 2 injuries, one that's not his fault, and it happened because of a guy in the Performance Center. And this again, talking about amateur. Hideo Itami goes fine wrestling people in Japan for decades. He comes to WWE, wrestles a guy from the Performance Center, now he's out of the shelf again. It wasn't his fault. He didn't spike himself, he got spiked. And I don't want to blame the Riddick Moss, because he probably feels really bad about it. Of course he does. He's a fucking human being with a soul and a heart. He probably feels really bad about it. I don't want to blame him too much. It's just, again, I'm talking about injuries, okay, today. James Ellsworth, not injured, but, I'm talking about, could have been injured. Riddick Moss, both of those terms I used amateur, both nearly injured. Difference is, Ellsworth nearly injured himself. AJ, the professional, saved him. Hideo Itami, the professional, got dumped by the amateur on his head. And what was it for? It was on a fucking worthless Florida house show. He could have been in Japan. Hideo Itami could have been in Japan earning big bucks, not getting dumped on his head. Yet he decides to wrestle amateurs on house shows in front of like 200 people in Florida. Hideo Itami, I need to see your ass back in Japan. I want to see you impressing. No, dude. Imagine Hideo Itami versus Marufuji. What kind of excellence that would be. That would just be absolutely breathtakingly brilliant. So, the next Brock Lesnar appearance, marking your calendars, October the 24th at the Target Center in Minneapolis, which is obviously Brock Lesnar's hometown. Oh, here we go. So we got Goldberg next week, the week after Brock Lesnar, heading into Hell in a Cell. I mean, maybe they're going to do it No, they won't do a Hell in a Cell. They're going to do it at Survivor Series. I'm pretty convinced now they're going to do Lesnar and Goldberg at Survivor Series. So next week, you'll probably have Goldberg challenge Brock. Brock comes out and accepts. Maybe a brawl, pull-apart brawl, like Undertaker and Brock last year. And then say, but maybe they do it so that they don't touch. Maybe that they don't touch until Survivor Series. They're not even in the same building until Survivor Series. Who knows? But lots of people are uninterested online, social media-wise, or at least on my social media, on my Twitter, at LK Wrestling. I'll follow you back. And that's at LK Wrestling and not LK Wrestling. I'll follow you back. My Twitter is at LK Wrestling. Don't want to fuck that up. So, I look at this from a business point of view. I always talk about it from a business point of view. My brain is business-driven. I did 3 A-star A-levels for business. Business. You could market this so well. And when you got a guy like Heyman talking about it, you can put video packages together online, make that an advert, promote that on Twitter, easy, done. Duty and dusted, network subscribers, watch them through the roof. But then at the same time, when it comes to the actual match, the hype, the build, you can make it the best build in the world. But if the match doesn't deliver, you're going to then feel deflated, sad, and down. And then, is that the last thing you want to remember of Goldberg? Right now, the last thing you remember of Goldberg is his shit match of Brock. At least if he goes out and has a decent, okay match, it's a better memory. At least, he gets to come back, he gets to wrestle like he's talked about in interviews. He just wants to have one match in front of his kid. And that's respectable, and I admire that in the man. And it shows maturity, which he did say he did not have. But in the end of the day, I don't want to see Goldberg and Lesnar go stink the joint, but I want to see it at the same time, because it's Goldberg, that nostalgic feel would just be magnificent. I want to see Goldberg do that entrance one last time, but you have to have Brock win. If they have Goldberg win, there will be 18 pairs of glasses owed money to me by Vince McMahon. Brock has to win, and then has to set up something at Mania. Everyone's like, Brock Goldberg should happen at Mania. No, I think Brock now beats Goldberg, goes to Mania, loses to Samoa Joe or Nakamura. It's time to now build a new star. Lesnar is at the point now, you guys know this, he's starting to get a bit boring and dull. His rivalry with Dean Ambrose is very lackluster, very boring, very irrelevant, and was a bad match. Now we have a chance to, hey, big win over Goldberg in a big high-profile match, and then have Joe or Nakamura beat him. They are then stars, made men forever. Run with them with the belt for the next year or two. Simple. Simple. There you are, so that's Brock Lesnar. I think we've got one more piece of news. Just last thing. Kurt Hawkins, he was supposed to make his in-ring TV debut in the ring on SmackDown. However, it did not happen. WWE nixed Hawkins' match at the last minute due to time constraints. And there was a YouTube video of him saying, basically, it was a real shit thing. It's that stupid fact Kurt Hawkins thing, and it was basically him saying that he, something about time. I can't really remember because it's very irrelevant in my day. So there you have it. That's DDLK for you, my VIP members. Thank you for being a VIP. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for being a VIP. And if you listen to this on the KocoSports.net YouTube channel, please head on over the links in the description box below. Hit that subscribe button. It's only 99 pence per month. That's like $1.08 or something along those lines. And you get so far. How about this? So since last Tuesday, this is my 17th fucking pro wrestling podcast. There is no one out there that does more. If you find me someone, show me. There is no one who does more podcasts than me. I bust my fucking ass. Tomorrow is Lucha Libre Day. Me and my boy Sammy will be reviewing Lucha Underground as well as CMLL Arena de Mexico show. So, Friday's TNA and Ring of Honor, and also you have DDLK every single day of the week, minus a Saturday, because Saturday I take the day off. So thank you so much, VIPs, for listening. Thanks so much, everyone on the KocoSports.net YouTube channel. Stay safe, stay well. We'll be catching your asses.